Hello and welcome to the BeDoKnit podcast. My name is Amy and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting. So today's episode is going to be sharing my finished object, which is this sweater that I'm wearing, sweater vest that I'm wearing right now. I have a couple of whips, I have a couple of acquisitions, and yeah, so let's get into it. This is the Sea Breeze summer vest, and this cool vest is from Park Williams. It is knit in a lace pattern, and it is knit, I'm trying to remember. I feel like you do the back and then you do the front. I can't remember the order of it, but then at some point you join in the round and then just work the body down. So this was my first time doing a V-neck, and it was pretty simple. The center decrease that happens, I've done the center decrease in another pattern before, but I hadn't done it in a garment like this. So that was pretty cool to experience. And I'll say I did get a little bored, honestly, knitting this lace pattern. I don't know if this happens to you guys, but for me, working on a summer tee, it feels like it goes forever. I don't know if it's like the cotton. I don't know if it's DK weight yarn or fingering. I don't know, but it just feels like it takes a long time. So I started to kind of be like, all right, let's go. But it's only, I think it only took a month and maybe a week to finish it. So it wasn't that bad. Anyway, it just seemed like it took forever. But I will say, I did go 3/4 of the way down on the body, and then I decided to do the ribbing at the neckline and at the underarm. At the arms, because I wanted, those were pretty big gaping holes, and I wanted to like cinch those in so that I could really truly see how much length I wanted on the body of this sweater. So I did that. And that went pretty well. And then I could really see like, okay, this is the length I'm working with. And then I kept going on the body and then did the hem at the bottom. The one thing is I did have to redo the hem 3 times. The first time I did it, Melanie Berg posted a video about a bind off that she uses for everything. And I really liked it and I wanted to try it, but it wound up kind of wavy gravy. It was just like almost like ruffling at the edge because it was so loose, my bind off. So then I was like, oh, I'll just bind off normally. So I didn't do a Jenny's stretchy bind off or anything. I just bound off normally using like a US 3, I think it was, I was working with. And then that was too tight. So I felt like Goldilocks, like, third time, just right. So I redid it again and I went to my old standard, which is the Jenny stretchy bind off. And when I do rib, I use the same size needle as the project calls for the ribbing. And then I do the Jenny stretchy bind off on the knit stitches and a regular bind off on the purl. So Jenny stretchy, the regular purl bind off. So anyway, I did that and it worked out great. So I'm super happy with this. I do have a hole at the top shoulder, so I must have dropped a stitch. My husband just noticed it and pointed it out to me, and I was like, what is that? I don't know what happened, but anyway. So yeah, I've got that hole there and I got to work on that. But other than that, it's going really great. So that's that. I am still working on my 1/2 triangles wrap. And of course, I bound off midway around or midway through a row. So it's not like wide. I can't show it to you, but keep doing that every time. And I'm using these super cute stitch markers. They're like little tulips, these green tulips. And I got those from Woolly Mammoth Fiber Co. I think they come from Japan, but they are just so cute. So anyway, this is the Purl Soho 1/2 triangle wrap. Literally started this thing when I started the podcast. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide the number of stitches left with 30 days. I'm going to like get this done in a month. And I am going to do a certain number of rows every day so that I can just get through it, because I cannot look at this thing another minute longer. And I bet you can't either. So that is happening. I can't wait to have it this fall. It's going to be great. And the colors are perfect for fall. So the bright red is poppy and the other one is sienna. I don't know, something. It's in my Ravelry, so you can check it out. But anyway, the other thing is that I am working away at my spinning, and I'm spinning up this yarn, which is this nice earthy color. And this comes from the Dakota Carding and Wool Company. And this just, looks like the earth. I've said that before, but it really does. It's like blue and yellow and green. And this batting, I still have quite a bit left. So I got to transfer this to like a toilet roll or a knitting needle or something. I've seen people do it in a shoebox where they put the knitting needle across, like cut out a couple of notches in the shoebox and then put it on top and like roll it on a knitting needle. Do you guys spin, and how do you get it off of here when you're done? Because I'm going to do a single ply. I'm just going to do the Jaunty Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I thought that would be really fun. A fun way to, she has all those like spin it to knit it kind of things. So I thought that'd be fun. So I'm working on that, which I've talked about before. And acquisition wise, I got my Knitting is Resistance shirt, which I'm super thrilled about. And I'm excited to wear this at a yarn event or just whenever. So I was happy to get that. And then a couple of acquisitions. So I told you last time that I went to get Bentz Farm. And when I was there, I told you I picked up some red, white, and blue yarn. Now, the first two it's a hair silly. And this is Badgerface fiber at Get Bentz Farm. And it is Corriedale and Angora Rabbit. And it's sport weight. So these are the two colors I got in that, where it's like mixed with rabbit. So it's part Angora, part Corriedale wool in a sport weight. And I picked, these are 200 yards each. Super excited about that. And then this one is still Badgerface at Get Bentz Farm, but this one it's called Farm Fresh yarn. And it says Tunis dyed by Twisted Oak Farmstead. So it's 200 yards, 2-ply worsted. And then, so anyway, I've got two that are sport weight and one that's worsted weight. But I still think, I don't know. What do you guys think of this? I want to do a color work that uses all three of these. And maybe this one is just because it's the worsted weight, it's a dominant color. Do you think that's a horrible idea? It's just going to be a cowl. So it's not like a garment that it has to be fitting perfectly. We'll see. Maybe I just need to do a cowl with these two together. But I thought it might be kind of fun to have a pop of red in there. So we'll see. I mean, I know it's mixing yarn weights and maybe that's not a great idea, but if the red was kind of dominant, would that work? I don't know. Tell me what you think. And I thought I would do a cowl, like a tube that has that twist like Andrea Mowry's. I mean, but use my own design, but like do just that concept of a tube cowl that's twisted because it really fits nicely. I don't know that I want a different kind of cowl than that one. It's super nice and thick and it stands up well because of the tube, because it's, color work all the way around. And then it, and with that twist, it just sits really nice on your neck. So I want to do a color work chart but I like that concept of the tube with the twist. So I might do that. Then the other thing, a couple of acquisitions that I purchased is, well, first of all, I got this simple crocheting book. This is the one that Gina mentioned in episode 1 or the pilot episode of this podcast. And this is a book by Erika Knight, and it just has simple crochet patterns in it. And it's really great. So yeah, so I want to work on a couple of things maybe with Gina in this book. And then I also picked up this Twyla Tharp, The Creative Habit, and it says, learn it and use it for life. And I just thought this would be a good one for designing, and just like the creativity process. So I have a book lying around here somewhere, and it's from Rick Rubin called The Creative Act. And this is The Creative Habit. So I thought it'd be fun to read both of those books and then kind of compare them. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm just plugging away at all these Ann Tyler books. So I have been reading and listening to them. I read at night when I'm falling asleep because I don't want to have like the technology in my ears or like in my life when I'm trying to sleep. But then I listen throughout the day. So like on my way to and from work, when I'm gardening, doing the dishes, whatever, at home. And I'm just whipping through books like crazy because of Audible. Do you guys listen to books? I thought it was kind of like cheating and not reading, but like now I just can't stop. And then last, I just got to tell you, I went to the Mary Oliver documentary with Henny, and it was playing at the Riverview Theater, which, no, not Riverview. It was playing down by the river in Minneapolis. I can't remember the name of the theater, but then we went out to eat afterwards, and it was such a great night. It was beautiful out. The movie was incredible. We cried throughout the movie. There's something about Mary Oliver's poetry that just like sends you into tears. If you know, you know. But anyway, Henny was crying. I was crying. The people in the documentary were crying. So it's not just us. And then we went out to eat afterwards at the Astor Cafe, which is like right down the street. And we just sat outside, and it was this nice, beautiful summer night, and then walked on the Stone Arch Bridge a little bit after dinner. And it was just chef's kiss, perfect night. And it was great to spend that time with Henny. So that's what's on my needles. That is what's finished. The last but not least, you can see my Yoko Ono up there has a new friend. This is Dolly, and Dolly was knitted up for me by someone at work, which is the sweetest thing. It's a gal that I work with. Her name is Esther. Thank you so much, Esther. I love her. And Dolly, or Yoko Ono, loves having a friend up there. So anyway, she was like, meet Dolly, your new emotional support chicken. I know makers rarely get gifts made for them, but this is just a small token of my appreciation of your guidance during my time on your team. Anyway, she's like, I hope Dolly gives you a smile during your season of change. So yeah, this is just adorable. Thank you, Esther. Oh my gosh. So special to get something knit for me from another knitter. So thank you so much. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have something great on your needles, and I will see you next time. Bye.